Hello, beautiful people. I mean, it's shocking though, right? I'm looking at this now, right? Hang on. Let me just get nearer. Hang on. Sorry, people. I'm just here with Mike D.
Yeah, no
If
worries.
if I put this down, fucking hell, we look just alike as well. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. I always knew we did, but I mean, there's some angles we are spot on.
hmm
So there we are. Anyway, welcome, people. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm great. I'm on a high, obviously, from last night, and yeah, um,
Lions. Yeah.
they had to make us worry about it a little bit, but we
Yeah.
made it work. So
Yeah.
we
I
got there.
saw you your video. I watched it this morning. Hey Josie,
Hey,
I
Josie.
saw it this morning. I was like, I didn't know the result, and I was like, well, because thing is, there's a video there. I was like, well, this could be one of two things because it could be you having a rant, or it could be you celebrating. So I was like, I didn't know which way you went. So
Yeah.
I watched the highlights this morning, just a quick 5 minute highlights. So that's all I've seen of the game because I watched your video beforehand. So I knew the results, and I was like, well, don't much point watching too much now. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's good. Hope you're well. Bang bang, Josie's gone. Josie's there with the 49ers. She's excited.
What's up,
Um,
Josie?
so I think we're just going to talk about, as Mike DeBeat said, we got to be offline. We've got a couple of games we don't know, so we don't know actually who's playing who next. But we can hazard a guess. I think we can speak about some of the games that are coming, and we'll know some of the games. Like we know Detroit now. I've got a home game against either I believe it's the Eagles or Tampa Bay. Um,
Yep.
so we can still touch upon that. So, do you want to start off with the Eagles or what? Not the Eagles, sorry, or the Lions. Should we start off with the
Yeah.
Lions? Go on,
So,
mate.
I mean, there was electricity. There was magic in that stadium last night. I mean, it started off with. I know he's not everybody's favorite, but he's still from Detroit, and blah blah blah. Started off with the Eminem pregame and all that kind of stuff. It felt different. It felt different, and it was different. First time in 32 years that we won a playoff game. First time in 31 that we hosted one. I mean, like it was a different atmosphere, and yeah, I wish it would have been a little bit more. Uh, I wish they would have maybe won by a little bit more, made it not so nail biting down at the end. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. Um, they played a terrible second half, if we're being honest. Just barely stayed alive. They had 3 points in the second half, so
Mm-hmm.
21 in the first, 3 in the second. And the whole time, I thought Stafford was gonna come put a dagger in us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it got close. There was some things that went our way. Huge Amon-Ra St. Brown. Of course, it's MCDC Motor City Dan Campbell, and he took a gamble on 2nd and 9, threw one over the middle to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He caught it, and it was just a couple knees after that. So, man, could have been, yeah, could have been a little bit further away for me. Like they could have won by a little bit more. I mean, if I'm being honest, but we did it. So
Yeah.
we did it.
You didn't go to the game, though, did you?
No, Mm-mm.
No.
No.
No, like you were happy watching at home.
Yeah, yep. So I watched it over in Discord. I was gonna go, and I was honestly thinking about how to get there and how I could go. Glad I didn't. It was -16 actual temperature last night, and yeah, I'm not a. That doesn't sound like a good time. I mean, I would have had a good time. It would have been warm if I was down there, but yeah, it's a little chilly.
Yeah. Come on, Joe.
So
Any chance that you fancy go to the next? game?
We'll see.
It's just so expensive, I imagine.
They are. And it's kind of, I don't know. Going to a game's fun, but I really do enjoy just sitting at home and watching it without having to go downtown or worry about, all that crap and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's winter, so the roads suck, like all that kind of stuff. So
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I would like to, but
I can imagine, especially if it was more summer, spring, summer, or something. But like, you got to be excited about this. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
This is amazing for Detroit as a whole, not just Detroit, but Michigan. I mean, we could touch upon it briefly here, but Michigan Wolverines winning the national championship, Detroit
Gross.
winning a playoff game. It's Michigan's on the way up, man. It's, even Spartans aren't, but Michigan as a whole are. It's been a great week, especially if you're a Michigan fan and if you're a Detroit fan. It's been quite an incredible week for some of them. I know there's not everybody. Hang on, I've got your clip here. Let's put the clip up.
And Detroit, for the first time in 32 years, your Lions have won a playoff game.
Look at that.
Have at it.
It was also what I liked. I liked the fucking Ragnar was there. What I did like as well was the speech in the locker room afterwards, and he gave Brad Holmes a game ball, and gave game ball to Goff as well. And I think we've both been critical of Goff, but he seemed like he did fine last night. Not that I watched it, but it seemed he did fine. So I mean, he's done some of this stuff and hasn't. And that's with a playoff game, like home, like that, So
yeah. He almost blew it.
Did he? Okay.
Okay. He made a couple pretty bonehead plays, but I mean, they came out just firing on all cylinders. They look great, and then and he came through when it counts. So I still don't think he's the future, the answer, but he did his job, and good on him.
I think he's stuck with it. I think he's going to sign a long-term contract now. I think you're done. I think he's achieved more than what Staff has achieved, essentially. So, I don't rate him that highly, but at the end of the day, for whatever reason, they seem to click. They seem to play for him. He's got good connection with St. Brown, and so I mean, if it's not broke, mate, you just got to go with it. Do you know what I mean? Joe says the fans were crying, was awesome. Yeah, I mean, look, I can imagine it was emotional for everybody. Imagine what's her name? Hempford, Sheila Hempford, is it?
Sheila Hempford, yeah. Sheila Ford Hamp or Hampford.
Yeah, one of the two, isn't it? Imagine what she's going to feel like. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. I look back on this 3 years ago, and when they announced Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, I was like, who the hell are these two? They're not going to last. They're not going to last. Brad Holmes, whatever, he's going to be some sort of pussy. They're all about like the man in the room makes decisions. I thought, this Dan Campbell's going to walk all over the guy. This could be a disaster. But I've watched all the videos behind the scenes and stuff like that. Brad Holmes is a man's man. Do you know what I mean? He knows what he's doing. He seems to have really good chemistry with Dan Campbell. They both seem to respect each other very, very much. And wow, I mean, what a combo. I mean, I still can't forget, Dan Campbell's speech. But there's no way in the world, I think, that a guy saying about biting kneecaps had the intelligence to actually run this team and get them to where he's got them. And I'll just be completely honest. I love the guy, but it's like, this is a great story, but once they start playing, they're fucked. Do you know what I mean? But hey, look what happened.
Right.
And I think you got the right GM and the right head coach for the Lions. I think that's what you need. You don't need a Sean Payton and that kind of nuanced head coach who's a bit like, fluffy, all these specialists. Sean McVay, I don't think Sean McVay works there. They don't work there. You need a hard-nosed, coach, and that's what Dan Campbell is. And it seems that Brad Holmes is the same. So, hey, future's bright, the future's blue, man. So yeah.
Yeah. So I actually haven't seen I'm looking at it right now. I haven't seen the post game speech.
It's 2 minutes. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, there's Big Sean. Like, and everybody came out for it. Like it was so cool. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we play here, we get copyrighted. I don't know. So.
Probably. I mean, it's going to be the NFL, so probably.
Yeah, we would be. But it's well worth watching it. It is good. I enjoyed it. It's emotional. Dan Campbell's emotional. Brad Holmes is emotional. I'm surprised they didn't give Sheila a ball, but it's fine. I don't think she cared. I think she just wants to, just wants to win. It seems like Barry Sanders, the whole thing's off your back now. So whether you win or lose, because obviously you've now got Tampa against the Eagles next, one of the two. Home game, home advantage. How are you feeling? It doesn't matter which team you get. How are you feeling about it? Confident?
I think that it's probably the best matchup that we could have, and it remains to be seen, because obviously we didn't think that for any stretch of the imagination that Green Bay was going to beat Dallas, at least that bad. At least, I didn't think so. So it is the playoffs, and anything can truly happen. But I think we get the most favorable matchup in the second round. I mean, I love the thought of Philly or Tampa, like Baker or a Philly team that's lost a ton of games coming into the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like, give me either one. Like, and then we start thinking about so we're one win away from an NFC Championship game. And then that's one win again away from, that Super Bowl thing. And it starts becoming kind of crazy. I mean, I joked last night that, because obviously the Green Bay game was over, and we knew what happened there. I said it's going to be an all NFC North NFC Championship, Packers Lions. So let's go. I don't know. So I don't really have a favorite or a pick. I think that the Lions right now, and those teams right now, I think we could beat either one of them. I kind of prefer almost the Eagles, but just because they've been so wounded.
You're probably built to beat the Eagles more than the Bucks, I think. I think I love the fact that last week is about let's just win one game. It doesn't. Now we talk about fucking the Super Bowl. One more, one to that. Do you know what I mean? It's how we can change in a week. Do you know what I mean? So each games are just. I just hope that the Lions haven't put everything. I can imagine what's been behind the scenes with the Lions in the last week. It's all been the rah, 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 rah. This is a home game, 30-odd years, blah, blah, Barry Sanders. But I can imagine the emotion, everything that's gone into that. I just hope it's not now a drop-off from that to be like, we're exhausted. We gave everything. I just hope that the energy's still there and it's building up, rather than all the energy was just done for that playoff, and now it's like, we've got nothing in the tank anymore. That's my only worry for the Lions, But I can't wait to see him play next game. I think it's going to be amazing. And to be honest with you, I whoever they play next, I think they'll probably be the favourites, and rightly so. And who thought the Lions would be favourites for any kind of game? They were the laughing stock of the league not long ago. So I don't think we can underestimate what the Lions have done. I just hope that people appreciate it. It's I mean, there's a tough division you've got moving forward as well. So, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But congrats, man! I'm chuffed to bits for you in that. As I said, I didn't watch the whole game, but it was more because time zones and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can from now on. But so we'll park the lines for a second. But I want to stick with the same game, Phillies, because there's talk now, and we'll talk about this later on in our afternoon stream. But they're saying that Nick Sirianni's gone if
Really?
the Eagles lose to Tampa Bay.
Huh.
That's mental. That how much pressure is that on a guy to think? I'm not saying he'd be gone, but that's the rumors now. He's gone. And going into that game against Tampa now is like, oh shit, make or break. That's just mental for me. I know we're going to discuss the ins and outs of it later, but that's pressure for you, man. Do you know what I mean? So they'll probably be, I reckon, nervous against Tampa, and that's why I think Tampa might sneak it. Maybe never thought I'd say that, but this is the amount of pressure they got on them. They have a bad start. Ooh, that crowd's going to turn. So you might be looking at Bucks, which I'm with you. I'd rather the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a better side, obviously, but I just think that you're built to play the Eagles. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and that puts a lot of pressure, and like you said, bad start, and it all unravels. And then what is it next week? Next week you're fired if you don't beat the Lions, and then you're fired if you don't beat, blah blah blah. I mean, it's a bad spot to be in, and a bad way to conduct business. Yeah.
No, I agree.
It doesn't help matters at all. So it's just going to make it, it's just going to make it tough for them. So
yeah, I agree. But man, I want this. Well, hang on. What we had Dallas against Packers. Who else do we have?
Game wise,
yeah,
we had. What's a look? Hang on.
Because I don't remember who else has played. Oh, is it Chiefs and Dolphins?
Oh yeah. So Dallas obviously choked. I mean, it's their.
Hey, let's finish with that one. That's a funny one, man. Let's finish with that one. Let's finish with Dallas. Let's go to the other games and then finish that one. That's prime. I love it. I wanted to chat about that one.
So the Miami KC game, Kansas City won 26-7. I think that one came down to it was incredibly freezing for a team that's from South Florida, plus the playoff experience. I think the Chiefs' experience came through, and Tua doesn't win games, and there's a stat he hasn't won a game at all in less than 45 degrees. So, and I mean, it was real cold. It was much less than that. So,
oh man, I only watched highlights of this game. Right, the first highlight I saw was Tua throwing an interception. I was like, well, I mean, what's cool? Do you know what I mean? And then just Mahomes had been Mahomes. Do you know what I mean? And I just think the whole game was around. I think KC's back though.
You think so?
Oh man, their defense! I was so impressed with their defense that game. Of what I saw, I didn't watch it from gavel to gavel as in start to finish, but from what I saw, and maybe I saw the best bits. I don't know, but they were really, really good. And Rice was incredible. For Mahomes. So I just they played better than I thought. So it's just typical Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, just sort of starting to get it all together as they go on the final run. So I don't know. I think they're a dangerous team, as they are anyway. Especially the one-off game. I think Kansas City are a dangerous team. Whatever happens, one-off. So yeah, but not much to speak of that game. I just thought, yeah, I agree with you. I saw somewhere an article saying that Miami didn't get to Kansas City until like the day before or something. It's like,
oh really? Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not there like 3-4 days beforehand? Just get used to the weather. But no, so they probably only had one practice. It's like, nah, 2 of these to get used to that kind of cold, So yeah, so I thought that was bad. So yeah, so last game moved up, but then we got the Bills and the Steelers. Man, what look at that? That's tonight. But look at the
That's
bloody
tonight.
snow. The
Yeah.
snow is it's amazing.
Mhm.
But it pains me, right? And I know people say it's football and stuff, but in this day and age, right? Tonight, we know we're going to just get a running game, man. It's just going to be bash, 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 whatever, boring, boring, whatever. Why have we not got like every stadium? If you build a new stadium, got a closed roof. I just don't get it. I understand the whole Buffalo thing, but come on. I just think that this day and age, we should be having to cancel games, postponing games, sorry. And then we know we're going to watch it, and it's going to be an okay game where if you got Josh Allen against that defense, that could be an incredible game, but it's
Mhm.
spoilt now. It's not, it's not going to be the same. I don't think, and I know that might be far left thinking that football is a hard man's game, and you play in all weather, and the Buffalo Bills fans will be out topless and stuff like that. But it's like for the fans, though. I mean, yeah, great, but I'm probably not going to enjoy tonight's game. And if more Brits as people were starting to watch the games, I don't think they'd enjoy it. They want touchdowns and they want all these things to happen, not that kind of stuff. You got this year.
This is what the stadium looks like right now. Oh.
Wow.
That's current. They're trying to clean it up and get it ready for the game. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the crazy weather and the snow and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it takes something out of, obviously you're not going to have a high scoring game that you would have maybe previously, but it's just something about playing in the snow, and man, it's different. It makes it a lot of fun. And you go back to your days of playing, and everything's really cold and snowy and less than ideal. And
Yeah.
yeah, so
I do
I
get
get
it.
why they do it.
I do get it. It's just I just think fandom wise, it's like tonight. So I know they were -10 Steelers, which is now I think it was a steal then,
Mhm.
but I think it's probably gone down since then. But um, I it's just one of those games now where just like actually this game now is giving Steelers a good chance, because you got Najee Harris. He's just going to run that ball all night. So if Steelers have got a good chance to win this game tonight now, even better than I thought. I think this
Mhm.
weather suits them. It suits the style they want to play. So I mean, if I was Buffalo, you've nuked your best player, or one of, in Josh Allen. He's not going to be
Mhm.
throwing, or he probably will still throw, but not as often. So I think if we're playing on a nice field, I think that the Bills will tonk them, but not anymore. I think the Steelers are right in there, and if I was a big Buffalo Bill fan, I'd be quite worried, if I'm being honest. No, maybe they don't need to be worried, but I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I'm being negative Nancy. I don't know, but yeah. So it might end up being a good game because of the closeness now than it would have been had they played on a nice turf. I thought you looked at something.
Yeah, I wanted to check just to make sure, but yeah, the line's actually moved in Buffalo's favor. It's now 10.5.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
So it's a
Did not
weird
expect
line.
that.
Weird line.
I thought it would come down. I thought it'd be a lot less than that now, to be honest. If you said to me 7, I would have been like, whoa, get on it. Get on that. It's you know. But anyway, so the final game, mate, the one that we want to speak about, because Dallas against Packers, man. What the hell is going on?
Well, we missed
I
one
want
before that.
Have I?
Texans Browns.
Sorry, I
You-
forgot. Yeah, I watched that. What a game!
That was a
What a
rout,
game!
man. Cleveland was never in that one. Flacco obviously is way past his prime and could probably walk away from the game of football.
Yeah.
But Texans were a surprise, and so they'll play a. It will definitely be a road game. They'll either be at Kansas City or um, at Baltimore, depending on who wins
Yeah.
the Bills Steelers game. Um, so yeah, that one's an interesting game too, because I wasn't expecting that out of them.
So I think you went Cleveland, I went Houston. Doing. I've been impressed with Texans all throughout the season. You know, they've been my underdog team all throughout. So I wasn't surprised. Well, I was surprised at the Tonkin, but I was surprised they won it. I thought it'd be a closer game than that. But I was just like, this is woo, this is what it's all about. This is playoff football, baby. That's what I just thought, and that's what I mean. Closed roof. They're all in there. Bang! Look at that football. But tonight we're gonna be bang, bang. That's what I mean. But I get it. I get it. I'll stop whinging about it. But yeah, what a game! What a game! I loved it. You know, the interceptions, everything that happened in that game. Oof. So yeah, I'm not surprised. We'll see who they got next. But yeah, I was super proud, super pumped. Enjoyed that game actually. Enjoyed it.
And I think our assertion was right that they probably lose whoever they play to next. I mean, they're
Yeah.
either going to get Kansas City or Baltimore.
Yeah.
Neither one is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think they're
yeah.
one and done team, and that's fine. And do you know what? That's all they need to be this season. They've by far exceeded expectations, and you know, done. Happy days. Don't worry about anything else now. Just lose next game, get ready for the draft, and then you know, done. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So all right, next one is Dallas. Then is it?
Yeah. So nothing made me happier up to the Lions game than watching Dallas choke.
Yeah.
God, they can't get it right. I mean, Dak had a pretty good year at home. I think he was 8-0 at home, and stat line, I think 12-3 touchdown interceptions or somewhere in that vicinity. And I mean, he looked terrible. He looked terrible. They couldn't hit anybody. I think there was something going on with who is it? Lamb, the receiver.
Lamb, yeah.
Something wasn't right there. They were not enjoying each other's company at all. Lamb was giving up on routes. They weren't on the same, like the route tree wasn't the same between quarterback and receiver. It was just again a really odd game and a really odd, like they could not connect on anything at all, even remotely. And Green Bay was not going to stop. Like they just kept going. That offense was incredible, and yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It was probably the lowest impact game of the entire playoffs because I don't like either team. So
Yeah.
it didn't matter who won or lost because I'm not a fan of either one of them. So,
But it did matter in a way of, you know, it was justice for the Lions in a way, and you get a home playoff game because of it. So it did have some ramifications really in that. Yeah. So I think them, you know, this was justice for the Lions. I think. For them to lose and for you now to have a home playoff game. I think that's for me my biggest takeaway from it. I loved the game. I loved it. It was just I'll be honest with you, the last month, Jordan Love, you said it right, he's a franchise quarterback. I was like, nah, I don't think he is. I mean, he played very, very well. People playing for him. I mean, I was wrong. Well, not wrong, but I said he was very good, but I didn't think he'd be a franchise quarterback. I think Dak. I mean, Dallas cannot move forward till Dak's gone. I think they need to get a new quarterback. I think he's a good, very good, solid quarterback.
Mhm.
I think he'd do well in with the Vikings and stuff like that kind of team, but not for that. If Dallas are really serious about the Super Bowl, they need to get another quarterback in there. Draft a few, see hit or miss, whatever. Just go for it. And I think that we'll speak about the draft again, but there's a few they can go get end of the first round, early second round, something
Mhm.
like that. Anyway, you don't have to go all the way to the top. I don't think it's that much of a difference. So I think that's what I do now is just refocus. But is McCarthy going to be still there? That's the other question, which I'm sure we'll cover later on as well. Well, we will cover it later on as well. But yeah, I just enjoyed it. That to me was playoff football, baby. Again,
Mhm.
I just thought it was a hell of a game. So I'm going to be
Yeah.
intrigued to see how the Buffalo game is this evening in comparison to it. So
Mhm.
yeah. So that's all the games there, then, mate.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can jump on another point to just maybe before next Sunday to go through all the finalised games and stuff like that. I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
find I'm sure we'll find a half-hour slot for both of us just to jump on and
For sure.
pick our teams. But I just want to finish with one more thing, mate, before we do jump off.
Mhm.
Did you see I'm a Chicago Bears fan now?
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, there's a rivalry there. I mean, they I hate to say it, but I think they're going to be a decent team until you know uh, Justin Fields chokes in the playoffs. But
I don't slag him off, man. I'm a Bears fan now. I'm a big Bears fan now, so I couldn't believe it. How can it happen that it spins all the way to the Bears?
Mhm.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I didn't expect that. When it came down to Raiders and them, I was like, ooh, it'd
Yeah.
be good for content if it was the Bears. I thought it'd be good for content. Yeah, I'm happy to be a Bears fan. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. Underdogs, love it. I love being an underdog. All I wanted was an underdog team. I got one. I think we got. Oh, I can't wait for these drafts and stuff now, mock drafts. I thing is, I've always liked Chicago Bears as well. So people might think I'm just making fun of it, making a mockery of it. I'm all in. I'm all in now on the Bears. I'm not fucking about you. I'm all in on them. I'm going to be supporting them all the way through now. I'm not one of these people that's fickle. Oh, we'll see. No, the Bears. I'm in there. Bear down.
Yeah.
I'm learning the lingo. So,
And I
well,
think it's going to be a great division next year. I mean, you're going to have
yeah,
Dallas or not that.
Green
You're
Bay.
going to have Green Bay, Chicago, obviously Detroit, and Minnesota's not bad either. So it's
Strong
going to
group.
be a competitive division next year for sure. So
Can't wait
yeah.
for our rivalry games now. Way cool. Well, thanks to everybody that's been watching. I think it's only Josie, but thank you, Josie, for being here. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. We need to get this out there somewhere, do we? Start telling people we're streaming. I need to get
Yeah.
a better background as well. Can't put innocent unless proven guilty for these ones. So yeah, thanks, mate. We are back this afternoon, 2 o'clock. Is it 2 o'clock? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 o'clock Eastern,
Yeah.
7 o'clock UK time to go through some of the head coaching positions and some of the head coaches that are available. So please come and join us then, guys. And with that, we'll end the stream. Thank you very much. See you later. Ta.
Take care.